hi guys, and welcome to the show. Today I'm going to finally be reviewing my latest G-Shock. It's been 2 years since I last bought a G-Shock, something I use every single day for my workout. Now of course, before we get into this, I've got to do a wristwatch check. Yes, I've got the little Navi time. It's been a while. Just look at that dial. Oh, that dazzling dial, I just love it. I have it on a canvas strap from Wrist Candy Watch Club. I just think it suits the aviation theme perfectly, in my opinion. Also very, very comfortable, and I think they only cost about 10 bucks, 11, 10 bucks, something like that. So without further ado, let's change perspectives and have a closer look at this fantastic little G-Shock. Today I'm extremely excited because I'm finally getting to review my latest G-Shock. Now, I did let the cat slightly out of the bag on the UGWC Facebook group. I mentioned that this watch was incoming. However, I didn't do an unboxing because I wanted to present it to you today, the final version, because I've sourced some extra parts. I've modded it slightly from the typical release you find on Amazon, just to make it a little bit more unique, a little bit more comfortable, and to be honest, just cooler looking, I guess, and to complete the tactical aesthetic that I wanted to achieve. So what watch did I go for? Well, it is actually pretty much the exact same watch as the standard DW5600, only it is the military version, and as you can see, it's pretty apparent the differences. Now guys, if you missed the video on this is an absolutely incredible watch. One of the best watches you can buy under $50, perfect for a beta watch because it's just so robust. And not only that, it really bears a very faithful resemblance to the original 1983 G-Shock. I'll leave a link up there to the video. Check it out. I went into a little bit of the history. Kikuo Abe's incredible watch, a true horological icon. Now, we're not discussing this one today. Again, I just brought it in so you could see the differences. The module inside is exactly the same. There's no differences. So again, we have the 3229. It's a great module. There are some things I don't like about it that I am going to miss from my old Mudman. This is my the old Mudman, and as you can see, it's in quite a state. This is what a watch looks like when you've been working out for 2 years straight with it. I don't know why I've got it on the world time feature at the moment. Let's just put it back on the there we go. So this is my old beta, another military inspired watch, but after spending some time with the more classic G-Shock, you can see it's much more slender. So let's quickly get dimensions out the way. It is exactly the same size as its the standard DW5600. So we've got 42 millimeters at its widest point, quite slender, 12.5. Lug to lug, well, I guess from its widest point, you'd say it's about 46. And the lug width, with the new adapters, it will take a 22 millimeter Zulu or NATO. Now, something I must point out about the Mudman is I love this watch. I still think it's one of the best beta watches under $100. It's significantly superior to the DW56 series of G-Shocks. You've got world time there, you have 5 alarms instead of just the single multifunction alarm. However, it's a little bit chunkier. There are some little kind of traits that I will miss about this watch. Something that I do find very endearing and useful actually every day, if I cycle through to the stopwatch. I love the fact you can set a 5-second. If I engage the stopwatch now, if you see it says -5 there, it will give you, so I've started the stopwatch, it will give you a 5-second head start and then the timer will engage. I really find that extremely useful, getting into position for, let's say you're doing planks or press-ups or something, even just starting your cardio. It's a nifty little thing and I do miss it. However, on this, when you're on stopwatch mode, it still displays the time at the top. I do actually kind of find that more useful. At this price range, you're not going to have the ultimate watch. There's always a give and take. There's always little quirky details or differences within the different modules. So the module in this one, I believe, is the 3031. Yeah, this is written there. Yeah, 3031. It's slightly different in where you've got the 5-button setup. You've got the light here at the front. The buttons also are designed to be very, very tough to press because it's been designed specifically for military use. If your lives are dependent on accuracy of your watch, especially in a combat situation or something like that, then you don't want accidents happening. So that's why it's designed specifically like that. The buttons on this particular watch are fairly kind of recessed. Only difference is now they are PVD covered, and also, I mean, the main difference between these two is now you have the inverse, or the screen in negative. The actual layer in the liquid crystal display is now kind of red tint, so it's black and red, the same as my old Mudman. And apart from the negative screen, also you'll notice the little details, like the lettering is different color. They haven't put the white print in the engraved G-Shock lettering on the bezel there. Now, it's not completely blacked out. There is another version, the Japanese, the DW5600MS-1 that is entirely blacked out. You have to import those from Japan. They're a little bit more expensive, I think about 140. This cost around about the $70 mark. And then I spent about $12 on bull bars from J&K. Now, I actually put bull bars on my older one. And J&K, let me just give you the card. It's a really fantastic store on eBay. I think they're on Etsy as well. I might be wrong about that, but you can find their store on eBay. And it's a veteran-owned organization dedicated to the highest quality gear, accessories. They actually make the bull bars, and I got a little selection here. There's a gold tone one, the steel, and of course I had to get the matching PVD. Gives a extra protection on the screen, and not only that, it just looks ruddy cool. So they do the bull bars, and they also do, let me just get in close because they actually signed it. They do the adapters for NATO straps. If you want this particular version, I got it in a kit, so I got the adapters, 2-piece strap with PVD hardware, and then just the standard black NATO as well, with, again, oh no, sorry, this is a 1-piece with the PVD hardware. The kit together is about $25, or you can just get the adapters and add your own NATO strap or 1-piece Zulu, whatever you want. These are about $12 for the two. Very easy to install. You just take the spring bar out at the back, and then these are fixed on by, they have drilled lug holes. This is attached by a little spring bar inside if you want to attach something like a strap or anything. But as you can see, it follows the line, the shape beautifully. So it's made specifically for each G-Shock. This will of course work on this version, or another G-Shock we really should mention. If you want to spend a little bit more and you're not into the tactical minimal blacked out look, I would recommend having a look at the DW5600MS-1. Now that is basically the souped up version of your standard DW5600, although this time you've got the 29 time zone 48 cities, you've got the world time in there. It's also solar powered, and I believe it has multi-band 6 atomic timekeeping, so it really is a step up. However, that one is about $94 and is probably the ultimate G-Shock under $100 because you've got a really great module. The solar power is just fantastic. You don't have to replace the batteries like on these. The batteries on these two runs for about 2 years. It's just a standard CR2016 lithium battery. You can actually change them yourself. It's not that difficult to do whatsoever. Let's just go over some of the basic spec if you're not familiar with this particular watch. So you have your main time there, along with the day of the week and the date. Now what is fantastic is the 3229 has an auto calendar which is pre-programmed from year 2000 all the way to 2099. So it takes into consideration leap years. You set this once and that's it. You know, you never have to set it again. Accuracy is about plus or minus 15 seconds a month, which is just phenomenal. It is of course 200-meter water resistant. If we go through, we got the multifunction alarm there with an hourly time signal if you so desire. Next we have the countdown timer. You can count down from 1 second all the way to 24 hours. And if I get my little pencil in here, this little indicator here is it can give you a flash alert when it gets to 0. So the backlight will start flashing as well as the beeping. You can turn that off if you don't want that. Then next we have stopwatch. As you can see, it's currently running. I don't know why it's running. Let me just reset that. So the stopwatch can record up to 23 hours, 59 minutes, 59 seconds. It also has split time and 2 finishes as well. So very, very practical and useful. So there we go, standard 4-button layout with stop start. The light is really great, I must say. I don't even have to go into the closet to demonstrate it. There you go, fantastic electroluminescent. It does not have the auto light function like you'll find in the DW5600MS-1. So let's pop it on the wrist and see how it wears. So there we go. And with this particular setup, with the 2-piece strap, the extra is tucked underneath rather than on this side. Very, very comfortable. I can't believe how slender this G-Shock is compared to my old Mudman. Let's just show you my Mudman. Look how the weight is about. My old Mudman this one was about 61 grams. This particular version is about 54 grams. Very light indeed. You don't even notice you've got it on. The standard strap, you know, it just comes with the PVD buckle, typical what you expect, and they have printed the 3229 module number on the side, which they do, for some reason they do it on the military ones. So I'm really chuffed to bits with this. It's so light and comfortable. The light is pretty terrible in here, but it is, believe it or not, very easy to read. And I just love its all black plain aesthetic. It's not a huge chunky monster like most G-Shocks. That's pretty much it. It's going to be another 2 years, 3 years till I replace this. Really happy. It's going to be sad to see my little Muddy go. It served me very, very well. But I think it's time for something a little bit different. And I'm glad that I was able to get this mod, put it all together for under $100. So the bull bars were 12, the adapters are 12. I paid a little bit extra because I wanted the kit, so I can choose between these 2 straps. And to complete the look, I've also bought one of these. Actually, I already have a few of them. It's really good to have a compass because you can also check if a watch is magnetized. Just to complete the tactical look, you can find these little compasses on eBay for I think about $10, sometimes even cheaper. But if you get the adapters and you already have NATOs and the bull bars are $12. So the whole thing will cost you just under $100, which I think is fantastic. And without a doubt, the most robust, tough, reliable, tactical, military-inspired watch you can get for under $100. There's no doubt about it. Let's take it back to the studio and summarize the watch. So, positives and negatives. Well, first of all, I love the fact that it hasn't strayed too far from the original 1983 design. It's an icon, and I really appreciate that. Secondly, its performance, it's robust, you don't have to worry about it. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's customizable. It's blacked out, tactical aesthetic. I'm just a sucker for that kind of thing. It's got to be said, the smaller size, it just fits better than any G-Shock I've ever had. And dare I say it, my poor old Muddy, rest in peace Muddy, you've served well, but it's time for something a little bit more sleeker. And something I did neglect to mention in the review is I really appreciate the auto repeat function on the stopwatch, and I think it's on the timer as well, the countdown timer. So when it gets to 0, if you have auto repeat enabled, it will just start counting down again, which is perfect for if you're doing cardio and I tend to give myself like a penalty extra time. And of course, because it's a quartz and it's got the auto calendar, you can keep track or use it to keep track of the correct date and time in your collection. And something I have noticed is the strap. Now the watch is entirely made out of that plastic resin, but this strap I feel is a slightly bit better quality than your standard DW5600. It has to be said. I'm not sure what they did to the plastic resin, because it's the same material that the entire watch is made out of, but it is a little bit better. Okay, negatives. I really don't like the recessed adjust button at the top left, I think it is. Something they did away with now with the newer G-Shocks. It has to be said, it's a little bit tricky to push sometimes, especially with the bull bars. However, the rest of the buttons are absolutely fine. And lastly, I'm gonna miss the world time function and also the little 5-second pre-warm-up countdown on the stopwatch. These little trades. Oh, and the multi alarms that the Muddy had. I am gonna miss those features, but I'll be honest, you know, what this makes up for in its sleeker, slender, more comfortable fit, and also its aesthetic, I think makes up for it. So very, very minor negatives. Fantastic watch. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Please do add your thoughts, queries, questions, opinions, all the rest of it down in the comments. I always love hearing your feedback. Thank you very, very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, found it useful. And as always, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Okay, ciao.